Hello and welcome to everybody on Cloud Fitness. So in today's video of Python series, Python tutorial 26, we are going to discuss what is a break command, what is a continue command in Python, why do we use break, what is break used for, and why do we use continue command, and we will see how to exactly use both of these commands. And I hope you're liking all my previous 25 tutorials that I have put forth for Python. Do share these tutorials because these are really helpful and they help you to build a very strong code base, because they talk about concepts and eventually when we start doing coding, these are very helpful concepts, right? So, and also do remember to practice these tutorials as well in your own PyCharm edition. So now coming on to the break and continue part. So when we talk about break, right, the break statement. So essentially break statement is used to exit the loop. So whenever I say used to exit the loop, what does it mean? So we have already talked about for loop, right? We have already talked about while loop in Python. So I have already, discussed this these two loops in detail. So in today's video, I'm going to use the loops only over here, just because I have already taught you what exactly a loop is, right? How do we use a while loop, how do we use for loop, right? So now here I have initialized a variable I and the value is 4 over here. Now I have a while loop over here, and inside the while loop I am providing a condition that while I is less than 14, print I. Now what happens is, let me comment the previous part of code. Right, now let me simply comment this out, and essentially what you will see is when I said while I is less than 14, right, here I have said while I is less than 14, print I. Now what does it mean, right? I is 4, and as long as I is less than 14, it will keep on printing I, and this will never happen that it will stop. It will keep on printing 4, 4, 4 all the time, because the value of I is not incrementing. It is a simple while loop that I'm showing you. Now let me stop it and let me do one thing. Let me say I plus equal to 1. So I've already talked about the operators in Python, right? So I've already told what I plus equal to 1 is, right? It is same as adding value 1 to the value of I. So what is happening over here? Now you can actually see while I is less than 14, print I. What it does is it goes and prints 4, then it goes here and it increments the value of 4 to 5. And then it goes back to the while loop, prints 5, increments the value to 6, again it goes to the while loop, and it keeps on doing until this particular condition is true, and this particular condition is true till the time value of I is 14, right, is less than 14, which is till 13. So it prints till 13 and it moves out. Now what I can do is, I would say if I would actually use if condition over here, right? If I is equal to 5, right, then I can say that till the time the value of I that I am putting in over here, if the value of I is 5, then I can say simply that break the loop, right? Now what does break the loop mean? This break the loop will do what? This breaking of the loop will actually break the loop and it will come out of this while loop, right? Now let me run it and actually show it to you. So what happened over here? If you see, it only printed 4. Why did it print 4? So first the value of I was 4. Then I said while I is less than 14, which is true, it went inside this if condition and it didn't find it true because I was 4. So 4 is not equal to 5. So it went and it printed 4 over here. And then it incremented the value of I, which is 4 right now, with 1. So now the new value of I became 5, and it again went in the while loop, and then it again went inside this if condition, and it saw that I is equal to 5. This condition became true and it broke, like it just came out of the while loop, right? Similarly, let's say if I say I is equal to 12, right, now it is going to print the value of I until from 4 to 11 until the value is still 12, right? So now if I run it, you can actually see that it has printed the value of I until from 4 to 11, right? So this is exactly how your break works, right? This is exactly how your break works. So I just formatted it. So with each this part also I've explained you how we can use end. Right now, if I'm saying I is here, right, and then the after I, instead of a new line, I just want to end it with a space. So I've just added a space over here. So now you can see that 4 to 11. So initially the value was 4. It went. Now this if condition was not true, so it did not execute this if condition. It directly printed it, right? It printed it till the time the value of I became 12. Right now, when the value of I became 12, this if condition executed and it did a break. Break means it came out of the loop. So this is how your while loop actually, your break statement actually works. So you can anytime whenever you want to get out of a loop, right, straight away if you want to get out of the loop, then in that case you can use the break statement. Now similarly, when we talk about the continue, right, I'll use the same example for the continue as well. Let me uncomment this now. The same statement, same piece of code I have manipulated over here to show you how we can use it for using the continue. Now what continue does is, the continue keywords, whenever you write it in the code, what it does is it will directly go back to the while loop and it will not execute whatever is written after the continue, right? So whatever piece of code you have written after continue, after keyword continue, whatever lines of code you have written, it is not going to execute it. From continue, it is directly going to jump to the while. So that is why you use continue whenever you want to forget a piece of code. In that case, you use continue, and whenever you want to come out of a loop, you use a break statement because it breaks the whole process at that point. Now if you see, the value of I is equal to 4 while I is less than 14. Right, while I is less than 14, I have created an if situation over here. If I is equal to 4, right, then do I plus 1, right, continue it. Now the moment I have written continue over here, what will happen is it will not execute these print statements. It will not execute line number 35 and 36. The moment it sees continue, it will go back to the while loop over here, right? Now let me execute it, you will understand. Now if you see, I have just executed it and you got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now why you did not get 4? Right? Now if you see, I is equal to 4, right? It goes inside the while loop. If I is equal to 4, which is true, it does I plus 1. I becomes 5 now. Now the moment it sees continue, it goes back to the while loop. I is 5 right now. 5 is less than 14. While loop is true, but this if condition is no more true. This if condition is no more true. So it does not go inside if condition and it does not execute continue, because continue is actually placed inside the if condition. So this is one full block. So since I is 5 now, it goes to the print statement. It says 5. It prints 5. And then it increments 5 to the 6. Now again it goes to the while loop. 6 is less than 14. It does not execute this because this is false. And then it prints 6. Right? So the similar case I can actually do it with, I can also say something like if I is less than, let's say 9. Right? If I is less than 9, then do I plus 1 and continue. Now in this case what will happen is, since continue is over here, right, till the time I becomes 8, it is not going to execute these print statements, right? So it is going to execute these print statements only when, right, I is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. So now if I run it, now if you see 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13, right, not 14 because it is less than 14, not equal to. So again, if you see this, what happened over here? I is 4. It went to the while loop. If I is less than 9, yes, 4 is less than 9. Increment I by 1. I becomes 5. Continue. Go back to the while statement. Don't execute these two lines. Again, the I is 5 now. If condition is true, increment I by 1. I becomes 6 now. Continue. Go back to the while loop. Right? 6 is less than 14. 6 is less than 9. Now 6 becomes 7 over here. Continue. Again it goes to the while loop. 8. 8 is less than 14. True. 8 is less than 9. True. Now increment 8 by 1, 8 becomes 9, continue. Again it goes up, 9 is less than 14, true. 9 is less than 9, not true. Directly come to the print statement. So now it started printing from 9 to 13. So this is how your continue and break works. Do let me know if you have any questions, any doubts, and I hope you are liking these videos. Do recommend to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for being till here.